It's another Friday. Let's get it. Let's get it.
We back.
Hold on. Oh, there you go. All right. Here we go.
Hey.
What's good? What's good? Welcome to another episode of UnQuantized Podcast. Here we go again on another Friday. We got Young Trizza in Block A. We got me in Block B. And let's get into the theme song.
Nigga.
Now watching the UnQuantized Podcast. Tune in on Instagram or YouTube to build with the producer community. Live on Fridays, 4 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah. Do you just happen to press the button every time it does do the yay, or is that part of the song?
Nah, I actually do that.
Wow, okay.
I do that every time. I did it by mistake. The first time. I kind of like the way it sounds. And
okay.
As Prince would say, if you make a mistake, just make it twice.
I know you type to start printing that joint in there. You gonna make the remix.
Man, listen, I know what I'm doing after the show now. What up? Let's see who is in the building. Oh man, before we even get started, man, shout out to a couple of our brothers in the trenches of our niche. Shout out to Legion Gabe.
Hey.
Shout out to him. Shout out to Rich from Anywhere.
Hey.
Yes, sir. And those are only two I had. We need to find a random person. Shout out to Decap.
Hey.
Just because. Capson. Yeah, shout out to Capson. Everyone gets
that was all bad. I'm glad that was off camera.
Bro, you all right?
Yeah, ain't nobody see that. I was getting my
what you got there, bro?
Young Beat Traffic Blueprint. Shout out to Young Gabe, Young Legion Beats. You know what I mean?
Facts.
Had to be a part of this lovely book with young. Who else is on here? Young Anodami, Kato on the track, DJ Payne One, Curtis King, Legion Beats, CEO Dylan, Busy Works Beats, Steven from Cymatics, Young Larry O the God, Simon Cerveda, and my best friend Jacob.
Whole gang in the building. What up? I went live with Gabe. Actually, it was right after the Fab versus Kiss battle. I saw that he was live. I just went on there, so he waved me in or whatever. So we just started talking and chopping it up like we normally do. Next thing you know, it turned into like this big gym dropping thing and this big giveaway-ish type thing. Saying all that to say, if you go to my stories and you see the Beat Traffic Hacks post, if you get Beat Traffic Hacks this weekend, you get 2 kits from me. And one of them is super duper secret. It's so secret, it's not even on the site. And I did it. These are sounds I designed in the middle of some sessions with some big artists. So I was kind of on one at the time. And I forgot all about this kit. And then I found it. So if you purchase Beat Traffic Hacks with Young Legion Gabe this weekend, you'll get that and the Oracle Pack Volume 3.
Hey.
Yes, indeed.
That's the deal.
Yes, indeed.
Young Foresight Music, what's popping, my G?
What up?
Fictionalized, what's going on? Young Smoking Aces, what's up? Oh, Triz's glasses look nice. Why, thank you.
Come on, bro. Look at you, man. You styling on them.
You know, these are actually like the blue blocker glasses because I'll be making beats and like making ads and doing all kinds of Facebook stuff. And my eyes kept itching towards like the end of the night. And I'm like, man, what is going on? Like, I'm thinking it's allergies. And so I was like looking it up and it was like, it's eye strain. Like if you staring at a screen all day, it'll make your eyes itch like that. So I had some blue blocker glasses, but them shits look like I look like one of those like Reno 911 cops. Like it was like the horrible. So I was like, let me swap it out. So I ordered these joints off Amazon for the low seat. It was like $8. So if you're a producer, man, you stare at the screen all day, invest in some of those because it'll definitely help with your eyes.
That's a fact though. So listen, man, how was your week? Because we kind of got some things to get into, but you know we always got to start, man. How was your week?
It was cool. Low-key tired of being in the house, but I'm not ready to go outside. So it's one of those kind of moments, you know what I mean?
Bet.
I'm getting a little bored of just, I literally haven't not really left to do anything. And so yeah, but you know, got a lot of work done. As far as work, I feel like I've gotten more stuff done in these few months. I feel like I'm at where I thought I would be in October. I'm there now,
bro.
As far as like knocking out stuff. So that's good, but it's just I low-key want to party a little bit.
Yeah, hey man, you gotta use your time wisely. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
what about you?
No, this week was pretty good. I've been doing a lot of marketing stuff. Like I said, the thing with Gabe, also put together the sale, got a 25% off sale on all beat packs going on this whole weekend until midnight on Monday. So now is the time. If you haven't already, grab you something. I've been doing a lot of good Ableton stuff too. And you know what I think I'm gonna do? Next week, I'm gonna start giving away some of my Ableton racks.
Hey.
The first one I'm gonna give away is gonna be my my channel strip rack, just to make your workflow real easy. Ain't nothing too crazy. It just consolidates all the stuff that you would possibly need into one rack, and you can control the whole channel with 8 knobs.
Big facts.
Yep. So yeah, that should be pretty hard, bro. Pretty hard. So now, wait, the week kicked off. I guess we can start at the top of the week. The week kicked off with one of the best battles I have seen. One of the best verses I have ever seen. Fab versus Jadakiss.
Bro, I will be first to say I was wrong. I was wrong because I thought Fab was gonna kill it because of just more mainstream hits.
Yeah,
and I forget about the one downfall of verses that, if you're not careful, will mess you up, and that's song selection. And I felt like Fab's song selection was trash, and Jada was prepared, dog. Jada was ready for war, dog.
He was overly prepared. My man was he was with it. He was definitely with it. So real quick, before we get into Jada's part with Fab, who do you think the song selection thing was on? Do you think it was on him? Do you think it was on his DJ? Because they were killing DJ Booth online.
It's Fab, because here's the thing: if it's Fab's show, why would he leave that up to the DJ? It like when, at the beginning, he was like, "Yo, Booth, play something." It's like, bro, this is your battle. Why aren't you picking something? Like, you should know what you're doing. He just seemed like he wasn't prepared and he wasn't confident at all. And to me, that's not like Fab at all. Like, I'm used to Fab, like, you know what I mean? Like, really being out here, knowing what he's doing. And it seemed I don't know. And then the DJ was playing some horrible records, bro. Not horrible, but it just, for the situation, it wasn't great. Like, they were very New York-based records in a world event. And it's like, I don't know these records. I've never even heard any of these joints. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, man. Well, as somebody who used to really appreciate the old school mixtape scene, I knew a lot of those records. But just like you, we all know that Fab has certain songs that we were all waiting to hear, and he did not play them. Like, he didn't play Superwoman.
Bro, I was so mad.
He didn't play the Ryan Leslie joint either.
Superwoman to me is one of the hardest Becox joints ever, bro. Like, bruh. And what's the other one he did? Because Brian did one. It's Superwoman 1 and 2, and then he did. What was the other one Brian did?
I don't
know.
Both
that I can't remember, but they both super gangster, bro.
Yeah. And go ahead.
It's just weird. Like, he didn't play the biggest hits, but he played all these like super mixtapey, like. It's like the warm up at a New York club kind of records. And I'm just like, bro, why would you play that? And then Jada got so many records, bro. Like, when he played World War III, I'm just like, bro, what do you even play against that, bro? Like, I forgot how hard that record is, bro.
Right. Yeah, Kiss has some joints. I went into it. I was a Kiss fan only because, of course, pledge allegiance to the Double R. They gave me a good opportunity back when I was super young. But I just feel like a lot of people forgot, because Kiss had a whole bunch of those features too, that people like. The Mary J. Blige song. Now, you know, old Hateration, Holleration remix joint.
Oh God, I forgot.
That was a huge record. That was a plus. Jada didn't even play. What's 24 Hours to Live? He could have played that off the Mace album.
Oh, yeah.
Man, Last Day with Biggie. It's a whole bunch of joints he didn't play. But when it came to Fab's set, after it was over and they was into the last 4-minute type joint, and his DJ started playing all the songs that they should have played in the battle. And
it was so trash.
Not only that, he was playing them to be like, boom, listen, this is a Fab joint, this is a Fab. He was not playing any of Fab's parts though. So then once that was over, Kiss's DJ does the same thing, but a bit better, and he's playing the parts that Kiss is actually on, and the records were just as good.
Like, I love how Kiss would like, they would play like the hook, and then the DJ would like scratch in and then play the instrumental, and Kiss would rap over top. It was just well thought out. Like, you could tell. And you know what it made me think of, man? I went to this, they used to have this event in Atlanta called the Do Over, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like they have Jazzy Jeff, Just Blaze, they have like DJs come out and perform, right? And they do sets. It's like a street party. Bro, one of the best like parties events that I've went to in a long time, right? So this may be 2 or 3 years ago. I went to one, and they had Greg Nice, right, performing. And I'm just like, you know, older guy, like, you know, he rap back in the day. Bro, he didn't miss a beat. And I feel like those older guys from that era, like the 80s to like late 90s, I don't know what the difference is, but like their artist performance is so on point. They don't miss a beat at all. It's like they've been training so long for everything that it's just like they're so on point. And that's what, when I saw Jada, that's what it reminded me of. It was like, you know, he's so on point, dog. Like, he didn't miss a beat, dog. He was drunk as hell and still,
bruh,
still on point, dog. Killing it.
We ain't even getting to that point, that part yet. The hashtag Jada drunk was trending the next day, as in I'm gonna get Jada drunk this weekend.
Hey, I'm trying to get there. That seemed like a good time.
Well on my way, sir. Well on my way.
Salute.
Yeah, but all in all, man, it was a super dope battle. That joint was crazy. Kiss was dressed like the summertime. Fab was dressed like the wintertime. It was weird.
I was listening to, was it Joe Budden? They was talking about, they thought that the outfits would have been swapped. Like Fab would have worn the all yellow. I was like, that does make it was just a very different. But to me, that shows with verses that your song selection is so important. You got to think like a DJ and of like, all right, cool. I'm gonna play this first. I'm coming out strong. Then I'm gonna play these kind of vibes, because it was just, I don't know, man. The order that they played Fab stuff was so weird, man. And it was just like, I think if Fab would have played, the order would have been changed. It would have been a much better battle, like completely different.
Now, do
I
you
still think Jada would have killed?
Okay,
yeah, still.
Gotcha.
Kiss was just so on point, like, and I slept on that. Now, me going into it, I'm like, oh, Fab's gonna kill. Not sleeping on Jada, like he don't got hits, but just thinking like Fab's more relevant. He's got more like worldwide hits than Kiss did. But I didn't take in the fact of the song selection would be weird, and then his performance. He just seemed so unsure, like he was just walking off the stage, disappearing, and then coming back. You know what I mean? And then with verses, I feel like the trash talk is like key. You know what I mean? Like, if you could talk good trash while you're doing this, you on there.
Hey, why the person always winning? The one that suggests that we go longer.
Right, exactly.
We could go to 40. Other person like, nah, B.
I'm good.
Fab was halfway out the camera because his other foot was in the car.
Oh, he was ready to go.
Fab was ready to go home. Fab looked like he participated in the he didn't really participate in the class project, but he realized it was worth 50% of your grade. He just kind of showed up. It was like, yeah, I'm not taking it seriously. Then you see that report card the next day. It's like, oh, damn it.
I guess the key for verses is the ones in the same room are amazing. As long as you're in the same room, it's awesome.
Yeah, I think that's really how they're gonna try to do it from here on out. Because if you think about the last, 3, I believe, 3 or 4, that's what it's been.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
It
started with the Kirk Franklin and Bounty Killer and Bounty Killer.
Oh, yeah.
Beanie Man.
Have they announced the next one?
Nah, not yet. I'm waiting too, bro.
I need that Havoc versus the Alchemist. I need some like producer vibes, man. I need some. I'm enjoying the artist ones, but I need to go back to the roots of the producer battle kind of joints.
Yeah, the Hit Boy Wonder. That was the closest. Well, no. And then T-Pain, Lil Jon. That was kind of like a 50% artist, 50% producer. Yeah. But yeah, that Boy Wonder Hit Boy joint. That was a good vibe for the producer joint.
Yeah, I need that joint. Next is supposed to be T.I. versus Ross. That's a good one.
Bruh, that's the one I want to see. That's what I want to see, bro. Now, okay. Who you got in T.I. versus Ross?
I'm gonna have to go T.I. for one simple fact. T.I. got more up tempos than Ross. Ross has a lot of great records, but they're all in the same kind of lane. And I think the key
mid tempo.
Yeah, and very like orchestral, like very like I'm smoking, I'm riding around, that kind of vibe. To me, Tip got like he got turn up stuff, he's got the R&B stuff, he's got, you know what I mean, like conscious kind of stuff. Like he can go a bunch of different ways. And I feel like overall that's going, long as the playlist is right. That's the caveat.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna agree with you. Plus, Tip has a longer career span.
Yeah, that's real.
Yeah, he started with the I'm Serious album. I forgot what year that was, but that was way back. I feel like he got, and don't quote me on this, like 5 years on Ross at least,
Right?
if not more. So he probably has a lot more to pick from. I think that he will win, but in saying that, how I am now, I would rather listen to Ross music, but I don't think Ross will win that battle.
Yeah, no. I seen somebody talking about Jeezy versus Ross.
Nah.
I just feel like Jeezy just been away for so long. His catalog is great though, but
yeah, it is. But nah, the
that ain't a
T.I.
good
versus
matchup.
Ross, way better.
That's perfect.
Way better.
John says T.I. real, Ross a fraud. I don't know, man.
I'm not buying it. Well, listen. A fraud at what? Because I'm talking about music, right?
Yeah.
They both do music. I don't care what you used to work at Baskin Robbins before you started doing. I don't care about none of that. As when it comes to music, Ross is not faking doing music, and that's really what it is.
And it's like, I mean, I don't want to get into politics, but as the events of the world, just because you worked in some kind of as a cop or correctional officer, don't mean that you ain't out here doing no wild stuff. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Facts.
I'm not taking nothing away from him because what he did in the past. I just feel like that's a lot of like media portrayal and then people trying to. I'm not a street person, so I don't follow the street rules. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna be sitting there judging somebody like, oh, that person's. I mean, certain stuff is just like, I'm not weird, but you know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna be judging somebody because they worked a certain job and now they make music. Man, if you knew half the stuff in this industry of people what they did before and wild stuff, you'd be like, yo, most of these people are frauds.
Yeah,
you know,
that's a fact. I'm not really with that, bro. I'm not really with that. Somebody said Method Man versus who? Redman.
Yeah, I don't know who would be a good one versus Beth.
Redman, that's it.
I need Busta Rhymes versus somebody. I don't care who.
I don't know, bro. That's a good one. That's actually a good one right there.
I think Busta versus Missy, and they need to have a green screen and show the videos in the back.
That'd be fire. It's a taco spot I go to that do that. Yeah, that'd be super fire. But you know, AJ Beats, what up, bro? I see you in here. Young AJ Beats is in the building.
Young AJ was popping.
Ross has better productions, in my opinion. It depends on your taste, because I can't take anything away from T.I. He had some of the greatest. Come on, Toomp did the majority of his crazy catalog. He got a couple Just Blaze joints in there. He got some Pharrell joints in there. He got a Tim joint in there.
Yeah, he got some Tim joints. He got Danger joints.
True. I'll talk about Danger in a minute.
He got and then you gotta think what you know about that is like one of the most. I mean, it's a Toomp record, but I always think of Wonder, who co-produced it. Yeah. But that's like one of the, like, to me, one of the hardest beats of like all time. Like, I feel like that's gonna be when people think about crazy beats of the century. Yeah, that's gonna be one of those beats.
That's a discussion we need to have one day. Like the best beats in hip hop. Maybe in the second half we can get into that. But hey man, I'm here for it, bro. I'm enjoying the vibe. I like where they're going with verses. I feel like they're working out the kinks and that whole, you know, it's Instagram though. I feel like, man, if it was somewhere else, it would be even greater. But yeah, I feel like they're getting there because I see people streaming on their TV. So you know, it's getting there. Who in here, spam the hearts if you watched it on Apple TV. I'm just curious to see like how many people actually watch it on Apple TV. I watch it on Instagram, but then I cast it to the TV. So That's cool enough for me, bro. Timberland versus Pharrell. Nah, Tim already did Timberland versus Swiss. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know who, and it's got to be Neptunes, man. I want to see Chad in there with the mean mug,
Bruh.
not saying nothing the whole time.
Chad was living his quarantine life before the quarantine.
Oh yeah, he's about it.
You ain't getting Chad nowhere.
Chad probably live in like an underground bunker.
Yeah,
You
Chad,
gotta have a secret knock on there.
Chad is chilling. He live underneath a bodega. He got like a acre big house underneath of a bodega somewhere.
Oh, did you see? How did you feel about Juicy J saying that he should battle Dr. Dre?
I love Juicy J.
That's when you know you gotta preface it with something real kind, like, yo, that's a good dude, man. Don't get me wrong, it's a good dude.
Hey, Slim, no disrespect. But you know where it's going after that. Listen, I love Juicy J, but I think Juicy tripping on that one. I think that was clickbait.
I think that's like news. Floyd Mayweather versus Mike Tyson. Like you guys are both great, but different weight classes. You know what I mean? Like
that's a fact.
You probably don't want to cross over there because Tyson's probably gonna knock you out. But True. You both are great. Like I'm a super huge Juicy J fan. Like GOAT status in my book. But Dr. Dre, man, I feel like it's gonna be unfair. Dr. Dre has that cultural. I don't know how to explain it. Like he can't really do wrong right now. You know what I'm saying? Like he's surpassed that level of like, yo, you can hate on him. Like he's gonna win by default, damn near against anybody, just because he's Dr. Dre.
Yeah, it's almost disrespectful to like go against him.
Yeah,
yeah. Somebody said Dre versus Pharrell. That would actually be pretty good.
I'm not mad. I'm not mad at that.
I ain't gonna ask you who you got because I already know.
You already know.
757, stand up.
You already know. I'm riding with Virginia all day.
Yeah, that's a fact, man. Oh, okay. So Dre and Kanye working together. Are you looking forward to this?
I don't really, and this is gonna sound horrible.
No disrespect.
I'm not really a fan of Christian Ye.
Yeah.
It's something about you yelling positive stuff at me that I just don't like. I like when you're yelling at me, but it's like on some wild, like outrageous stuff. Then it's like, all right, that's cool. But like, positive affirmations being yelled through like distortion, Travis Scott like humming in the back, it just don't do it for me like that.
So you're not rocking with communion, yay.
Yeah, not my steez. I mean, I'm sure for somebody it's great, but for me, it's not really what I'm rocking with. I like a little more sinning on my 808s, you know what I mean? So
yeah, I could go for that. Yeah. I could go for that. I don't know. So tell me in the chat, what do y'all think about the Dre Kanye thing? Y'all looking forward to it? What do y'all think it's going to be? I'm just curious because I have no idea what to expect from this joint. I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna tune into it, but I am fearful that it won't have replay value, and it seems like it should have the most replay value in the world.
Have you heard the single they dropped, the one with Travis?
I didn't. I heard about it, but I didn't hear it. How is it?
It was cool. It was very like, I would listen to it like kind of one time, and then I was like, oh, okay, that wasn't bad, and then that was it.
That's what I'm saying. I'm fearful it won't have replay value, like the Nas Kanye album.
Oh, bro.
Well, that was just a travesty. I don't care what nobody said. That was bad all the way around. But it's one of them things where you figure it'd be one of the biggest and best things you ever heard in your life, and it ended up being a total disappointment, at least to me. And I felt sad. And I don't want to feel sad about Dr. Dre and Kanye West.
Yeah.
And then I don't want to feel bad about Kanye because if it doesn't have replay value, the common denominator between those two albums I just mentioned is Kanye West.
Like, bro, Tiana Taylor's album is incredible. It's a great album. And it's like, you took Kanye out the picture. That album was great. And it's just like, man, I think Kanye's in a weird spot right now because I feel like he's doing too much stuff. Like, it's hard, man. I have a hard time making music and keeping up with the business and in real life. I couldn't imagine like having a family, owning like $1 billion clothing company, still trying to do music, you know what I mean? And trying to balance all of this other stuff together. I feel like you can't really focus on the amount of focus you got to put on a project, I don't think you can really accomplish that, you know?
So let me ask you this. Is there any amount of good staffing that would make you feel like, all right, if I have these people and this many people, it won't be so bad? Or is it just no matter how many people you have, just the fact that you're doing all those things, it just makes it bad all the way around?
I mean, I just think that if you have the staff around, right, your staff either has to have really good taste, because I feel like you could easily be swayed on like what your taste is. Because I feel like Kanye kind of goes to whatever the future and the trend is. But if the people around him are telling him the trends that are kind of weird, and you know what I'm saying, then I feel like it's gonna rub off on him, instead of like if I'm focusing like, all right, I'm gonna make this project and I'm researching on what I like, then it's kind of my thoughts a little more pure, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so I just feel like even bro, like perfect example, the Virgil situation, right?
Mm-hmm.
He can't catch a break. And I feel like Virgil is too artsy for his own good. He's too famous and too artsy to now it's like kicking him in his ass. Cause like they killed him about that Pop Smoke cover. Like they destroyed him. And that cover was trash. It was horrible.
No, it was similar to the Ye album cover in the fact that I know it's supposed to be super artsy, but it looked lazy.
Exactly. It's like thrown together. It's like, all right, I'm just gonna start just finessing stuff because I can.
Like Shutterstock.com. Here I come.
Right. Diamonds. Everybody likes diamonds.
Yeah, that's crazy. Speaking of the Pop Smoke cover, I take it you haven't heard of the album yet.
I was listening to it earlier. I heard about half of it.
What'd you think?
It was cool. I mean, I never really got a whole lot into Pop Smoke, you know, so it wasn't like I was super like excited about it, but I do like his tone. I think his tone is like crazy, and it was good. It was a lot of it's kind of what you expect. It's kind of like when someone says like, yo, Waka Flocka is gonna drop an album, and it's like I expect all of the beats to kind of be similar. That's how this one is, but it's in a good way. It's not bad to where everything is similar. It's like, this is what I'm expecting out of this project. So, so far it's not something I would ride around and listen to, but the overall project sounded really good. Like, I wasn't mad at it. It's just not my vibe. You know what I mean?
I could dig it. You see 50 going that Clue?
Oh yeah, I saw that. Which, I don't know, man. People be weird. DJs, especially DJs, about those exclusives. They be acting weird.
Wait, hold on, man. Real quick. Not to cut you off. My brother, my neighbor, my man, the person I see more than anybody else in the world, Young Rich since 78 is in here.
Hey, Young Rich, what up, man?
What up? I'm pretty sure if I look outside, he might be outside.
Yeah,
but he says
window.
Travesty with a question mark. And that's me referring to the Kanye West Nas album. Sir, that was a travesty, bro. And if you're not home, when you get home, hit me up and we can debate about this until we both are blue in the face, blue face, baby. Because you know that album was a travesty. You're just a super Nas fan, bro.
Yeah, that was horrible. I saw someone in the comments say that Ninth Wonder would have gave Nas a much better album. I would agree. Yeah. I feel like it would have been a little more sleepy time.
Oh, it definitely would.
But yeah, that kind of, it just seems so like rushed and just like thrown together, you know? So
yeah, it wasn't good, bro. But I stick by my story. That album was a travesty. That was actually a slew of consecutive travesties. I am sticking to that. But since we're talking about producers, man, I posted a post this morning, and the question was, who do you think is the most influential producer of this millennium? And I want everybody in the chat, if you're in here, just put one person, please, who you think is the most influential producer of this millennium. All you people that put 5 producers, that was the safest thing I've ever seen. No. I need for somebody to take a stand on that. Don't give me 5 people's names.
No, I know this is a stupid question, right?
Uh-huh.
But can you clarify millennium? Because I feel real stupid right now. And I'm like, millennium, how far back am I going?
Okay, let me just say this. Our lifetime.
Ooh, okay, that changes. Because at first I'm thinking you're talking about in this most recent time span.
From like 2000 to 2020?
Yeah, but I knew that was wrong. Also, that's why I was like, let me.
I'm gonna change it to in our lifetime. I'm gonna change it to in our lifetime. So I'm gonna see who answered in here. Musical or socially? Musically. I'm definitely talking musically. That's a good question though. That's a good question. Oh, Ryan Leslie is up there. Okay, I see you. Yeah.
I wouldn't have picked that one, but that's different. Okay.
Yo, the answers I got was wild, ranging just
I bet
wild, bro. I was like, wait, what?
See, London on the Track. So you in your lifetime, how old are you? I want to understand how old you are, because I feel like that's gonna play a big factor in your answer.
Yeah,
Lex Luger. I'm not mad at that answer, but it depends on your age.
Listen though, Lex Luger, and this is no diss to Lex Luger, but I do think for such a huge question, the most influential producer of our lifetime. Let's think about that, and then think about Lex Luger. Now, Lex Luger is very instrumental at creating the whole sound. He's definitely a pioneer at everything. But I'm talking about the whole span. How much of that time did he take up? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, yeah. So it's not a quality thing, and it's not an impact thing. I think a lot of it has to do with span, because longevity is gonna factor into who I think the most influential producer of my lifetime is. And to me, Lex Luger, although very great, salute to him, and he's a pioneer of something that is still going on right now. I don't know what his time span would be compared to other producers on this list.
If we were talking about who's the most influential of modern trap, like the sound that we hear on the radio today, I would say it's either Lex or 808 Mafia. I feel like those two are the most and that's from the same tree. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was a lot of Metro and South Side. I saw a lot of people saying that. I could dig it.
I think South Side doesn't get. I mean, I feel like people respect him, but I think later on we're gonna be like, man, South Side was really out here killing. You know what I mean? I think it's gonna dawn on people much later of how much stuff he's done.
That's a fact. It's just because he's less out there and in your face to say a Metro is.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But I'm not mad at either one of those answers, Southside or Metro. And I'm not hating you for saying Lex Luger either.
Yeah, and someone's laughing because I asked the age. Because here's the thing, I feel like, you ever hear somebody be like, I don't really like Prince, but they be like 20 years old, and it's like, of course, you didn't grow up with that around. You know what I mean? So if you're 20 years old and you say that Metro Boomin is the most influential in your lifetime, it's like, I mean, of course, because that's what you grew up on. That's what you started hearing when you were young, and then till now. And so I feel like that does play a big part of like why you like certain stuff.
Yeah, I get it. Rodney Jerkins, okay, can't hate on that.
Yeah, I have a rebuttal for the Rodney one. He's a good one though.
What's your rebuttal, Brian Michael Cox?
No, that I feel like Rodney was influenced by someone else.
Oh, okay. I'm not mad at that.
It's, you get what I'm saying? So it's like you could hear the influence of other people in Rodney. Not saying that Rodney is great, like R&B guy. You know what I mean?
Oh, but, for sure.
Someone says Kanye. I'm not mad at Kanye.
Nah, a lot of people said Kanye. I definitely can't. I definitely can't hate on that answer.
Do you think he's more influential as a rapper or a producer? I think rap-wise, Kanye is probably one of the most influential. Production-wise, I don't know.
Production-wise, it's becoming less to me, but honestly, man, maybe like 50% at this point. He was, because how influential he was as a producer is a little earlier on, because he was more influential in that realm before he was known as being an artist. Then I figured 90% of his career.
Somebody keep calling me.
90% of his career, there's an overlap where it was both production and being an artist. And now I feel like it's more so being an artist, just because he's now more socially impactful and more socially controversial, and that has very little, if nothing, to do with his production skills and a lot with his artistry. Because as an artist, you talk about the things like he converted into being super Christian, and that's not something that comes through in production. it comes through in being an artist. But I'm not mad at Kanye. Anybody that said Kanye, that yes. Premier. Okay. All right.
I'm mad.
All
I'm
right.
not mad. Okay, Professor says so can every producer. Correct, right? Every producer you can hear the influences, right? But the reason why I said that with Rodney is because I'm trying not to say who my pick is, and so I was trying to allude to why.
Oh, we can get into ours in a hot second,
but the reason why I said that with Rodney is because more than to me, you could really hear the influence. It's like a direct. It's not even like a. And it wasn't like oh, Teddy influenced Pharrell, so Pharrell has some of the Teddy qualities. This is like same time frame of influence kind of thing. So not that it takes away, but I just feel like that other person's influence is much greater than Rodney's, if that makes sense.
Okay. So we're gonna read a couple more, then we can get into our picks. Teddy Riley, birth many of your favorite producers. That's true. Sandman says, I have to say RZA. One reason is that blah 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 blah. Oh, is that he is the reason why we all making beats unquantized.
And did your math bum bum?
Zig 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 zag zig along.
I feel like Dilla was more the reason why I started getting into the off kind of vibe.
Yeah, RZA was he was in the batch of people that influenced me. But I mean, so was P Rock, so was Dilla, so was Premier, so was a lot of people. Like I even go back to like DJ Muggs from Cypress Hill. He was in my I used to really admire Muggs. It's a couple people in there. All right, Teddy.
See, Dr. Dre is the only one who was there every decade since the 80s. Nah, you can't be mad at that.
Can't be mad at that at all, bro.
You can't be mad at that one.
Nah, not at all. Okay. All right, man. So let's get into our picks. Who was your pick?
Yeah, and I know everybody's going to assume that I'm going to say the Neptunes, but I think when it comes to influence, I think Tim might be when it comes to changing sounds, I feel like, and people being birthed from that whole thing, I think Tim is probably the most influential one I've heard in years. Because you got to think, Tim changed kind of how pop music was. Like, like pop music now, like, is like hard drums and like weird sounds and like, you know what I mean? It's like, it's what Tim was doing. When you talk about R&B, Tim completely changed the game of how R&B was. When you talk about rap, he changed it. So I feel like for me, Tim probably changed the most across the board. And that's why I was saying with Rodney, because to me, it was a span for Rodney that it reminded me a lot of Tim, right? So it would be weird for me to say Rodney's the most influential when to me it was like a big span of his sound that was like very Timbaland-ish in a way,
Yeah, a lot of them went through that. It was Rodney, and then you had Shakespeare and a couple guys that was really Timmed up. So a lot of people were expecting me to say Tim, and you were absolutely right. I mean, hands down, for exactly what you mentioned. In terms of, like I said, time span matters a lot. There, you could say Dre had a longer career span than Tim, of course he did. But in terms of versatility, like you were talking about, nobody has come in and dominated all these different genres to the point that not only was Tim like the #1 producer in all of these genres, he changed the sound of the genre, and he made you want to do what you're doing today. He made you want to produce, bro. Like Dre, for sure, he had a little bit in R&B, but it's mostly hip hop. Anybody else you can name, with the exception of the Neptunes, were kind of like in one lane, so to speak. Like even when we're talking about like 808 Mafia and all that, super pioneers, super great, all of that, but it was in a specific genre. Now they dominate that genre still to this day. But when it came to Tim, bro, it was like not only was it production, he showed you how to break an artist. And not only it was a lot of people. Now think about this. It was a lot of producers breaking artists. Dre, come on, NWA and all that. But Tim broke a bunch of different types of artists. And not only that, he went with artists that you like, the type of artists that you've never seen before. Like Missy. Like, come on, bro. Like,
Genuine.
yeah,
Like, no, Pony was gonna get played to the end of time, dog. They're never gonna stop playing Pony.
facts. Off of the Sonics alone. I mean, it was a hit record, but sonically, you just never heard anything about it, anything like it since then. So I'm gonna definitely have to go with Timbo. I know I'm a little biased, but I think I happen to be right in my bias. Even if I didn't rock with Tim and know Tim and all that stuff, I would still say him hands down. Like it wasn't even a question to me.
And so hold on, let's see. I saw a good one. It was what about Teddy's influence on Tim? Which is to me, it's very true, right? But if I played a Teddy beat and then I played a Tim beat, it's not gonna be like these sound the same, right? And I'm not trying to like I don't want people to think I'm bashing Rodney, you know what I mean? Or like talking because Rodney has some slaps, you know what I mean?
Oh, for sure.
But it was a time for me personally. I felt like you could play a Tim beat and it sounded, and then a Rodney joint, and it sounded like I'm going for this sound. I'm going exactly for what he's doing, rather than this is me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's why I feel like it's a difference between the influence of like Teddy and Tim versus like Tim and Rodney, or like Teddy and the Neptunes. Like the Neptunes never sounded like anybody. They always sound like the Neptunes. So it's like something about that I respect of like, they never change. Pharrell's making like 808 beats now and trap beats, but they sound like damn Neptune's ass 808. It's just they change their drums, but everything else is the exact same.
Yep, Nep trap. Even the 6/8 time beats, 6/8. Man, it's just a whole bunch of just different stuff, and I respect the versatility. More than anything else. So I'm gonna just say hands down, man. For me, it's Tim. And but I'm not mad at anybody else's answer.
Close second for me is Neptunes, but I feel like Tim in that lane squeaks it out.
Facts. And speaking of Tim, getting to some VA stuff, man. It was Missy's birthday the other day, so happy birthday, Missy Elliott. Definitely. And also, man, I like to salute the GOATs, Young Danger Hands. He gave me a really dope post the other day where he's talking about he was getting into some of my drum packs, and he was inspired and ready to go, and that meant a lot to me. I really look up to Danger. I mean, you know what I mean? He's incredible, bro, incredible. So that made me feel good, especially being a VA legend and being able to provide a little bit of fuel for other for VA legends, man. Like that's kind of like my thing, because I've sound designed for a lot of people, but I don't know if people notice, I've always held it down and make sure I sound design for our VA GOATs, because I'm from VA. So I'm always hold Tim down. I'm always hold Missy down. I'm always hold Danger down. Just our VA greats, man. So I'm proud. I'm proud to be from Virginia.
Hey.
Yeah, man.
Let them know, cuz.
Yes, sir.
Okay, here's an interesting statement that I have to quickly debunk, right? Scott Storch, the Piano Man, sold more than all of them.
Stop.
Incorrect.
Stop.
Because most of Scott's biggest hits came with Timbaland or Dr. Dre, right? If you not to take away from Storch. Storch again is GOAT status. Like
Facts.
I don't want people chopping up trying to think that I'm like, but if your biggest songs come from the people that you're saying that he's bigger than, that doesn't really make sense. You know what I'm saying? By default. If my biggest song comes with Oracle, and then that's like me saying like, hey bro, I sold more than Oracle. Like, bro, how? You know what I mean? Like that don't make.
And even in numbers, I don't know, but I'm gonna say even in numbers, I don't even think that's true. I think if you add up all of Scott's joints, even the joints he did with Tim or Dre and all that, and then you add up all Tim's joints, from what sold, I still think Tim will win for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Hey, I'll put money on it, but again, Scott is a GOAT, like GOAT status. He said, "Go check the numbers." You go check the numbers. You tell me what those numbers are.
Hey, have those TPS reports on my desk.
Please. You tell me where those numbers that you getting them from, because that ain't right. I can almost guarantee it. I'll put money on that. Yeah. And let's see, because I mean, again, if you add up "Cry Me a River," Still Dre, what's another big Storch record? "Lean Back." You got to think of how much stuff Tim has, bro. Like "Sexy Back," Pony's still playing, bro, from the 90s. It has never stopped playing. So you telling me that one of those records are bigger than that? Like, no, bro. Like his numbers is stupid, you know.
Yeah.
But again, Scott is up there. To me, Scott is like how they talk about like Larry Bird. Like he ain't the go status, but he like right there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's to me, that's where Scott is. It's like he gonna give you 40 in the game.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah, but whoever the goat is, they're gonna give you 50 in the game in that same
Exactly.
game. Yeah.
Okay, here's the my bad.
I was gonna say how am I said picked up the orchestra kit today. What up, Oracle and Treasure? What up, bro? What up?
Yo, what up, yo?
Appreciate you.
Here's another interesting one, and I feel like Oracle, you know how I feel about this. Is Soulja Boy an influential producer?
Yeah. Yes, he is, man. If you go back to 2009 or whatever, Soulja Boy birthed a lot of stuff. He birthed a lot of the production that's going on. He birthed a lot of the artistry that started jumping off at that time, and he birthed a lot of the marketing and how people market. Soulja Boy, the thing is, he was such a, for lack of a better, like a jovial, fun character, and he made fun music, so people kind of slept on him, took him for granted, and he was super young too. But I mean, come on, you got to give Soulja his props. If you, depending on a person's age, if you go back to somebody young enough and ask them who their first favorite rapper or their first favorite producer was, a lot of them will say Soulja Boy, and you can't knock them for it.
Dog, it's so weird. I was on TikTok the other day, right? And it's like the song of this girl rapping on "Get Silly" from Soulja Boy, and all these kids think it's a new song. And I'm like, I'm in the "Get Silly" video, bro. If you go through that video, I'm in that video, dog. This is like, it had to be 07, 08 because I was in college, and it's just like, bro, like it's so weird that to this day, like it's still to this day, but that song, those beats still translate and they still go off. You know what I mean? So it's like, man, you gotta think Soulja, man. As much as people clown him, like you gotta think how much money he made. He produced "Crank That Soulja Boy." He wrote it, which is one of the most popular songs ever. You know what I mean? Yeah. In-Flight Music says people start looking at FL Studio different when Soulja Boy had hits made with stock sounds. That's big facts, bro.
That is a fact. That is a fact. A lot of people give Ninth Wonder credit for the FL Studio influx of producers. I give it to Soulja Boy.
No, that's a big fact. Soulja, to me, him and Ray J are some of the most influential people that people would never realize how influential they were to culture.
Yeah,
but definitely changed a lot.
Yeah, they don't give them their spec. They don't get their spec for sure.
Well, so it was another good question. Hold on, let me find that joint, man. Dang, man, hold on.
Tiger. Facts.
Oh, okay. Where does someone like Q-Tip fall in as a producer?
Now, if you're getting into genre specific, like Q-Tip is a GOAT, but he's one of my favorite producers. I'm a huge Tribe Called Quest fan. I'm a huge Dilla fan. He's responsible for Dilla being put on. He produced a lot on Mobb Deep's first album, which is a classic. He did a ton of stuff. But I feel like when you talk about people like Tip, in order to give him his just due, you have to dial it into genre and you have to shorten the time span that we're talking about. Now, if you say most influential of the 90s or early 2000s, now his name is in there more so than of the last 30 years in all genres.
I feel like Q-Tip is like a producer's favorite producer. Like if you're like it's not like really the masses, but like most producers I know, they love bro, Q-Tip to me, him, Dilla, they're in like this class of just like everything they put out for the most part, I really love. It's super different, but I feel like it's because I'm a producer and I'm looking at it from like a musical aspect of like, man, they killed the sample. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the average person won't even know that Q-Tip is as big a producer as he is, or was responsible for as much as he was responsible for. But also, those same people would not even know a lot of the songs that make him a great producer. If that makes sense. Like those are also the people that aren't gonna know about like Temperatures Rising off Mobb Deep, or you know, just a whole bunch of other songs. They're not gonna, they're just not gonna be into that. But I think when it comes to Tip and a lot of other people, like even Primo, like you have to shorten the time span, dial it into a genre, and now they can be more a part of this conversation.
That's real. Someone says Little John. He is also to me in that category of like we're gonna look back and be like, bro, this man created a decade worth of music, bro, like and killed it, dog. Like, and even still now, bro, Sweetie's whole I don't want to say her whole career, but her top singles
it's all Lil Jon.
It's all Lil Jon records, bro.
That's a fact. I'm like, okay, that's your stick. I'm not mad at it.
Dang, Lee said Stargate and Max Martin. You all right with me, dog? You got some good taste, bro. You got some good.
A few people put Max Martin on there too. I had to tip my hat to them.
Yeah, Max. You know how I feel, dog. Max Martin is up there, bro. It's like Neptunes, Tim, Polo, and then Max Martin is right there in there somewhere for me.
Yeah. Somebody said Cannon was dope as well. Yeah, that's a fact, man. Shout out to Cannon. Cannon is the homie. I actually talked to him the other day. Oh man, yeah, Cannon is a GOAT. Now, if you start talking about influential ATL people, like,
oh yeah,
for sure.
Sam, man, yeah, definitely DM me, bro. I got you.
Yeah.
Oh, how much time we got? Okay, this is an interesting. What about Logic? Yo, for me, Logic never had anybody that like how Fruity Loops had Ninth Wonder and you know, like Soulja Boy, how Ableton, like all the EDM DJs, like you hear certain people about. I don't think I've ever heard anybody really rock with Logic like that.
Nobody ever bigged up Logic.
Yeah, nobody. Do you think it's more on them though?
On Logic?
Because you gotta think, because like Ableton does stuff with the producer community.
Well,
Fruity Loops does stuff.
Logic is a product of Apple. And I'm pretty sure out of everything Apple is focused on, Logic is way down there. Like under GarageBand. So right. I don't think it was ever their intention to be mentioned in that conversation. They're like, this is just an offshoot of all the products that we have, whereas the Ableton or something else, like they're like, no, that is the product. That is what we are. Plus, when people use Logic, the producers that use Logic never brought it to the forefront and bigged it up like it's part of my winning formula. The fact that I use this at all. And even if they did, like what features would they tout about Logic that made it not Cubase or not Nuendo or whatever else was popping at the time it came out? It was nothing special about it. The people that used it didn't really yell about it, and the people that make it don't really care about it. So I think Logic would have never been in the conversation and still won't ever be in the conversation.
Yeah, as people are bringing up like people who like J. Cole produces in Logic. I seen B Cox like
how often have you heard him talk about it?
That's what I'm saying. I've never heard people talk about like how people talk about Fruity. Like if you hear Southside talk about Fruity Loops, he's talking about this changed my life. Like this made a way for me. Like they vouch for Fruity Loops. I've never really heard people vouch for Logic. It's just kind of like, yeah, I use Logic. All right.
Yeah, like I produced that a lot. And a lot of the GOATs, like you said, B Cox used Logic. Just
T-Pain,
just about everybody use Logic. Now, a lot of those people. Let me pick two. B Cox and T-Pain both use Logic, made super duper hits on Logic. Never said a word about it. Both of them switched to, or at least started using Ableton. You see him talk about it. You see him show it. You see him use it. I mean, yeah, I just think Logic as a DAW is very capable and is very good, and hits have been made on it, but it's nothing super special about it. And I just think the company doesn't even care about it.
I think they need like a marketing like board or someone who's reaching out to like a Kai. They do a good job. They reach out to people. They do videos. They do content. So it's like you kind of see the interaction. But I feel like Logic, they don't have anything. Yeah. You know what I mean? I don't even see ads for them, bro.
Nah, they're attempting to. Before all this Corona stuff hit, like they even reached out to me. So it looked like they were doing some type of pivot to try a little bit to, to like get in the conversation. But I don't think they care enough, bro.
Ooh, does Oak Felder use Logic? He used to. Oak is a beast, bro.
Shout out to Poppin' Oak, man.
Bro. When I say monster, bro, that man is cold, dog.
Yeah, buddy.
One of my good friends was in a group and he produced a lot. He did a whole like album for him. So I got to see like, this was like when I was young and I was like still trying to learn about the business. And I got to see a lot of those records be made and like how it came about. And I was amazed, bro. Like, yo, this man is like super cold.
Yeah. Damn, crazy. Let's see. No ID, B Cox, and T-Pain went hard with Logic in the early 2000s. Funny enough, every single person you name right there switched to Ableton.
That's big facts.
All of them, and loved it.
And I got to keep the same energy. The reason why I think people switch is because the same reason I had with issue I had with Reason is that they were slow to update and make these changes, and then it's like all this other stuff comes out, and then it's kind of like, all right, well, shoot, I might as well go to this, you know? So, and I feel like 10.5 just dropped. Bro, Logic X had to come out maybe 3-4 years ago. It had to be, because I was still using, that was part of the reason why I switched to Ableton, is because I didn't really care for X. And I've been on Ableton, well.
I remember when you switched over. And you saying that.
I use Ableton for what, 3-4 years now? So it's been a while since the last update.
I can't tell you, not to cut you off, but here's something I found amazing about you and a lot of other people that use Logic. I've never seen so many people jump ship because a program updated and became quote unquote better. When they went to X, you and at least 6 other people I know left.
Yeah, I hated it. Because I felt like they dumbed it down in a bad way, though. Like, the one thing I will say about Fruity Loops, it's dumbed down, but it's the greatest dumbed down I've ever seen.
Oh yeah,
it's like dumbed down, but it makes sense though. It's like Logic is dumbed down by someone who's like an engineer, and they don't really make music, and then they tried to make, you know what I mean? It's like they tried to make it. Fruity Loops seems like it was made from a regular guy who was like, I want to make music, and this is how I would put it together. So to me, it's more digestible for more people. Is because it's the way it's put together. But it was just something. It just seemed like they went from like a performance DAW to like, this is Garageband Plus.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I just hated it from there.
Garageband Plus. Logic is Garageband Plus. We got 2.5 minutes. I will answer this. Sandman Griffin says, it's a big shock to me when Timbo came to Logic. I pushed for that for years. Tim wasn't hearing me. He finally decided to start listening, and I'm fortunate enough to say I was there on the days when Tim got into Logic and was being, first of all, there's a lot of us in that room. Mm-hmm. Tim learned from some great people, but he already had his thing. Like, you know, once he got into it, he was off and running. It's not like he needed everybody to be like, all right, go ahead and press start and all that stuff. But it just took a lot of convincing to get him there. But now that he's there, woo, you see it.
Yeah.
But he's one of the people that he's going to be great using whatever he uses. Anyway,
oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? So, but I'm just happy he came on over to the winning team, man.
Big facts.
Yeah.
I'm still Ableton gang, even though I've been on Fruity Loops kind of hard, but I do like, I'm like 50-50. Like, I do a bunch of stuff in Ableton and put it in Fruity Loops.
You're a deserter, bro.
Hey man,
you are.
What you talking about? I'm still Pusha Boys, man.
You and No ID, man. You guys, man. I love y'all, but I wonder about you. I pray for y'all sometimes.
Hey man, Push Boy forever. It's never going away, man.
Push Boy. All right, look, I'm gonna end this. Oh, actually, no, it just ended on me. Boom, I'm gonna end this Instagram joint, and we gonna get back into it. Hold on 1 second. It's gonna make me do my whole
cool
dance. Do you want to share the IG? I don't think I want to share this to IGTV.
So while you're doing that, let's see what.
Oh man, Young Cosign was in here again.
Oh snap! I didn't even know he was in there.
Come on, man. And he was in here last week. I kind of missed him, even though we bigged him up. I hit him after the show, told him we super bigged him up, and then I missed him again. Come on, man.
See, Ableton 10 is dummy. Ableton 10 is fire. I like Ableton because they innovate and they try. Like, to me, and I feel like now the joke is gonna be like that I'm like shitting on Logic, but like Logic updates everything from 10.5 to me just seems like a copy of Ableton. So it was just kind of like, it was just weird. You know what I mean? It's not like they're like, all right, I'm gonna go off and we're gonna try these different things to see what people like. It's kind of like, all right, this is working, so I'm just gonna take this from somebody else. But I feel like they're always gonna be playing catch up. They're never gonna be in the forefront of like, oh, this is groundbreaking. This is switching stuff up.
100%. Hold on, before I go back to Instagram, I gotta check something real fast.
Nicki Wayne Drake.
Wayne nigga Drake.
100.
Let me get back into it. Now we can continue this conversation a little bit because I think this is something. This is a good conversation to have. All right, man. So we back on the gram.
Okay,
as soon as you jump on in,
So
I'll tag you in.
Y'all got me wanting to switch for real? Hey man, you gotta use whatever you
Who
comfortable
said
with.
that?
This Kaylee.
Come on through.
See, I'm trying to be all positive. Like, yeah, whatever you comfortable with. I ain't gonna front though. There's a big difference between. I think the good thing for me is I got to see like Oracle uses Ableton probably to the fullest extent, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I went from like not seeing anything about Ableton and didn't understand how it worked to seeing the maximum ways that you could use Ableton possible. And I seen some wild shit with it, right? So then I'm like, oh, this is crazy. So I'm not even halfway there. I'm like 25% into the Ableton pond, and I like it there. You know what I mean? Like DJing wise, I would do mixes on there. Like if I'm lazy, I ain't want to pull out the turntables, I'll do the mixes in there. I would do, make beats in there. It's so much you could do that it's just like,
bro, it'll be tough for me to switch. It'll just be tough for me to switch from Ableton just because of everything that's possible. And I think I try to come up with new stuff to do with Ableton all the time, and I do it, and it just keeps getting better and better and better. And I look back over the span of time, it's been so many years, and it hasn't let me down yet. As far as like when I want to do something, it's able to do it. No matter how crazy I try to make it to the point where I'm like, that will be impossible. There's always a way to do it in Ableton. Always.
Young Joe Stu, what up, man? Shoot, I need to get some more tats, bro. After this Rona stuff, man, I need some more tats, man. Joe did pretty much all my tats, I feel like, except for like one or two.
I need Joe to tell me what type of tat to get, bro. I still have zero.
He did the one on my neck where I wild out, so I wouldn't get a job.
Yeah, you don't want that. You didn't want that job. All right, so I guess off of the Ableton joint, I saw a cool post. It was by Larry O, and it was
O to God.
Yeah, shout out to Larry O. It was something to the effect of let's see, I wrote it down here. Oh, you could post constructive criticism on people's posts, other producers' posts. Just don't be a dick about it. I have to agree, and I just wanted to echo
that's real
statement, because for the life of me, I can't see how people come across other people's posts and they see something and they might not really rock with it, and then they just leave this whole dickish comment about how much they hate it and they don't like it and all that. I'm like, I just never came across anything on the internet that made me want to just type negative comments. I'm like, oh, it's not for me, or I don't like it, and I just keep scrolling.
Exactly.
So yeah, it's cool. You can post your opinions. Of course, you can do whatever you want to do, but just in being a good producer and keeping the community afloat. We try to keep producers positive. Let's face it, it's a stressful ass career to try to be successful as a producer. People don't need more stress by you coming through and be like, yo, your shit is trash, dog, or the kick you use is terrible. Or, man, people don't need that. So just think about it, man. Be a good steward of the community. Just don't be a dick on people's posts, man. And I thought that was a good point that Larry O brought up, man. So shout out to him.
You will start learning how like people are assholes when you start running ads for stuff.
Oh,
that's when you really learn that the world is full of people who just like talk, and it be about dumb stuff. Like I had dudes like, this is what's wrong with the producer community. People using loops. I'm like, bro, because you're and then I listen to his music. Of course, I always like to go and click and like, let me see. Bro, he needed loops. He needed any advantage that he could possibly get.
All that, loops and prayer.
Right? Holy water sprinkled on the keyboard, like everything, bro. Like throw some salt over the shoulder, like all of that. Yeah. But it's just like, bro, like why don't you just keep, if you're not interested in some loops, And I believe they were free loops at that. If you're not interested in that, just keep scrolling, bro. It's not for you, but don't try to taint other people who want something. You know what I mean? Like,
true. Especially somebody that's paying. Somebody's paying to show that ad. And
bro,
like you wouldn't go to a Burger King and stand outside like, I don't know why y'all don't just go to McDonald's. Just don't even go here. It's trash. Like you don't do that for any other business, but you'll do that for somebody in your community on their ad. So people like that's a good example, like a loop ad. People be like, well, why don't you just make your own sounds?
Exactly.
Why don't you just keep fucking scrolling? Like on some real shit. Like keep scrolling, pimp.
And they always be the trash people. And I hate, you know, we've had a discussion about calling people trash. It is some trash people out here. You know, I feel like your attitude adds towards the trashness. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and,
you can say it.
And it's always the people who are just like, they don't really take it serious. They just kind of in there, you know what I mean? It's like, bro, like you need to spend that time and focus on your craft. I don't have time to be commenting negative stuff. Only time you see me comment is either it's funny or it's like, I'm like celebrating some of the homies. Like the homies do something, I'm like, yo, that's what's up, congrats. You'll see those comments from me. Or it's like, I got a joke in there. Other than that, I ain't got, and I barely got time to do that. I'm struggling trying to respond to my comments now. It's like, bro,
that's a
you
fact.
gotta get your priorities together.
Yeah, it's like what type of time you want, man? Like for real.
Time.
Let's keep the community good, man.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm looking into NPC. I was recommended the NPC Live or 2000. Y'all experience in this. What would you recommend for a beginner? I'm looking for an NPC with a smooth workflow.
A beginner in 2020, the Live. If it's between the Live and the 2000, I'm a 2000 pro. I think I'm an NPC pro. But I mean, the 2000 is very primitive. It's very limited. I mean, you getting into zip disk and all that type of stuff. I would say just for a beginner in 2020, I would go with the Live, because also depending on how intricate your setup is with the 2000, now you got to find a way to get it into your DAW, how to sync it up. You're gonna be using some MIDI cables, unless you're just using it all in the box. But even still, you got to figure out how to get it all out. Whereas if you use the Live, it's just much more compatible with what's going on now. So I found it hilarious, not hilarious, but a bit shocking that those were the two choices you were recommended, the 2000 or the NPC Live. Like those couldn't be further apart in the spectrum of NPCs that have come out. But out of those two, definitely I say the Live.
Yeah. And you said you're looking for an NPC with a smooth workflow. The one thing about NPCs, bro, they all got a smooth ass workflow, dog.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Hey, Mr. Hanky, what up, bro?
Hey, goat in the building.
Man, if you don't know Hanky, bro, when we talked about Soulja Boy records, we could go back and talk about those joints. We could talk about Lil Duval living my best life. We could talk about I'm on the, I can't sing, so I don't want to do that to that.
Come on, man, do it.
No, you don't want to hear that. But shout out to Hanky, man. Always good people, man. Definitely. We gotta get you on here. We gotta interview Hanky, man. I want to hear about his process, man, and some of these hits he done made.
Oh yeah. He's a true hit maker, man. Good to have you in the building, bro. Good to have you in the building.
Opinions on Kilo Hearts?
None.
Is that a game on Nintendo? No.
So plug in.
Yeah, I know. It just sound like Kingdom Hearts.
Kilo Hearts. I'm like, damn, he dropped a new joint.
Kilo Ali.
That's a fact.
I feel like I got something from them, but it's nothing that it makes me really remember, so I can't really.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I need to do my research. But I got a question for you. I actually got a question for everybody in the chat. When is the last time, and it might not apply to everybody, when is the last time you used a bass line instead of an 808? So I'm gonna ask you.
Actually, not too long ago, but I mean, I still use the 808 in that song, but it was just that section had a bass line. You know, you do the little switcheroo.
Yeah, I'm a fan. I was doing some bass line stuff the other day. I was like, oh, this is pretty dope. I was with it, and it made me realize it had been a little while before I loaded up. Like, just it really went in with a bass line. Smoking says, come on, bro.
He said, I use all bass lines. If anybody's going to go all the way with the bass lines,
Could it be the bass player?
Yeah, I would expect it to be you.
Yeah. Even though you just started with the bass, you're definitely a bass player. So shout out to Smoking. And while we bigging up community members real quick, man, I want to shout out Beats Music, bro. My man got a challenge going on that is possibly the longest running challenge I've ever seen on the internet. And it's still going, that no makeup challenge. So shout out to him, man. That's amazing.
Yo, he needs to try to get Alicia Keys to do it.
Ooh.
I would like fight because she's like the no makeup. That's her vibe, bro. If you could pull that off, you're the GOAT, and then you're in there. Everybody's doing it.
Yeah, that'd be a fact. That's a super fact, right?
TikTok is smart, man. Bro, I have a love-hate with TikTok. Like, part of me, I really enjoy it because I was a huge fan of Vine. Vine was like my joint, dog. Like, I love Vine to the fullest. Like, from day one I was on Vine till when it died. Yeah. And TikTok is basically Vine too. It's kind of weird in a certain instance, but when you get past the weirdness and you follow the right people, it's like a lot of good stuff on there. So it's just like, but these challenges, dog, like people, they be on it. And them, bro, it's a lot of work, bro, to do them videos. Yeah. It ain't like you just, it's a whole system to it, bro. Because I was trying to figure out the other day how somebody did a video. And it was just it threw me off that I was like, bro, how the hell do you do this? So I sat there for like 30 minutes, dog, trying to figure it out. I finally figured it out, but then it was just like, bro, I was tired, bro. I felt like I did like a math problem trying to figure out how to do a 3-second clip.
Yeah, it's a lot. I respect TikTok a lot. I'm not really on it like that, only because I don't know what my voice would be on TikTok or what I could do. Because I feel like to be on TikTok, you should be doing something very entertaining, very entertaining, or just something cool to look at. You know what I mean? So it's like I don't even want to disrespect the platform by getting on there and doing something that's not like me jumping up and down and changing into a different outfit.
Well, that's what I assumed at the beginning, right? It was all dancing and like that kind of stuff. It's a lot of like almost like Pinterest type stuff on there too. Like, oh, here's the best things to buy off Amazon. Here's the best like keyboards that you should buy. And people showing, it's a lot of that stuff that I didn't realize was on there until recently. And I was like, oh, okay, this is kind of interesting.
Okay.
Maybe the other thing about TikTok is that, they keep saying all those security issues. So that's another reason I'm kind of a little iffy about it.
Yeah, I'm kind of not. I'm not with that either.
Yeah, that's a little iffy. Let's see. I am old school, so we bringing back Basslines. I don't think Basslines ever really. I mean, they kind of went out of style, but people still use them. It's just in spurts now, I feel like.
Yeah, I respect the bassline though. Yeah. I respect the bassline, but in hip hop, basslines are becoming less and less of a thing. Yo, let's see. Wait, real quick. Speaking of hip hop and basslines, I think it's time to elect a king of the bassline for hip hop, and I would like to elect Knots. Ooh, a Knots beat because you know that he gonna have a crazy bassline, and he got the same bass that's been rocking, and it makes all these tracks just incredible. He is the king of the hip hop bassline. Fight me. He's the king of the hip hop bassline, straight up. Also, VA, come on, man.
Yeah, we in here, dog. We deep.
Let's go, man. Let's go.
We deep. Yeah, I don't think nobody can argue with that one. I'm with that.
Nah, you definitely not arguing with that.
Well, see, I hate that I'm saying this, but I might switch to Ableton if the MPC works well. I love Fruity Loops, but it lacks in humanizing and has a generic swing. Here's the thing. It's 2 or 3 producers that I love, and they're swing based, and they use Fruity Loops. One dude is named Romdeful, right? I believe he's from the UK, right? Look him up, dog. He incredible producer, dog. He plays the guitar, and I don't know how he does it, bro. I don't know what he's doing, but his beats be dog. He got that very Dilla vibe, slap with the swing, bro. Fruity Loops, dog. K-Tronada. I don't know K-Tronada. I think he used the MPC now, but at one point, Fruity Loops very like swing. So there's ways you could do it, bro. Yeah, it's definitely ways you could do it. But if you want to switch, hey, I feel you.
Yeah. What up, Oracle? Can you explain mixing basics like EQs and side chaining? That's a lot to discuss in this one particular podcast. There's only so much time, but in case you haven't figured it out, I'm pretty sure everybody else in the room has. I'm going to suggest that you go to soundoracle.net and check out the art of beat mixing. Realistic and I came out with a course that literally covers your question for over 5 hours. It's a ton of bite-sized videos that show you how to do everything to achieve a super dope mix using plugins that you already have. No need to get anything fancy. You can use stock plugins and you'll have the same result every time. That's one of the things we set out to do, is that you achieve 98% accuracy no matter what plugins you're using. And so hit soundoracle.net, man. Check out the art of beat mixing.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's a fact. But you posted something, and I saw it a few places also. And it made me cringe a little bit, because we've all been there. And if you haven't been there, you'll be there one day. And that is when you are going in to play beats for artists or A&R or somebody, and you just know you about to kill it, or at least you know you're about to get heard. You press play, and what's the first thing they say in the first 3 seconds?
All right, next beat.
Next beat.
Next beat. No, that ain't the one. Next beat.
Bro,
that's the most heartbreaking.
It hurts. Oh, so sexy. It hurts. Listen, it becomes infectious. It seems to become like a disease to the person that is saying next beat, because the next beats get faster. I don't know if the beats you're playing get worse, but the first beat, they'll give you 10 seconds. After that, it starts getting shorter and shorter. Next thing you know, you're like, blink, next beat.
Exactly.
Next beat. And you're like, all right, you clearly just don't like my style or something like that. But that is one of the most humbling experiences you could ever go through. And I've been there more times than I've cared to be there. And I think I kind of can handle it like a pro now, even though I'm not in that situation as much as I used to be. But bro, spam the hearts if you've ever been in what I like to call the next beat crisis.
I like that name. That's a good one.
The next beat crisis, bro. If that ain't a code 911, you want to call any help you possibly can, or just like, yo, let's just pause this. Let's just pause my life. Let me start this whole day over again. See, we got some hearts in here,
bro. I got my homie. He just started making beats, and so we be talking, and he's like, man, when you talk about your beats, you so like cold about it. Like you don't like have any, like he'd be so excited. I'm just so like, all right, another beat. There you go. You know, and I'm like, bro, and them situations make you like cold blooded of just like, all right, next beat, because you put so much work into it. You be like, this is the one. And they listen to 3 seconds, like, no, that ain't it. You like, bro, you ain't even hit the drums yet, bro.
Yeah, you like, no, this is it. Trust me. Wait until bar 53. It gets crazy.
And you know who I was around, dog. So it make you like, I feel like it make you like toughen up with that kind of stuff. Like, no, that ain't it. That ain't it. So now I'm just like a machine when it comes to it. Like, all right. But I do feel like it's a method to that, right? Because I feel like what people do is they play what they assume. They play with the safe stuff already. Like you gotta, it's like all right, I'm gonna throw this out there. Like, all right, cool, they not biting on this. All right, let me try something very left. Let me try this tempo. Like, I feel like the issue is people stay in the same lane and they keep playing the same versions of the same beat.
They do. And they usually put together a pack of what they think the artist wants. But to me, anytime I've come across an artist, for some reason, they always like, I'm trying to do something new now. So my thing is, you could come with the pack, you know, that you think is the pack, but once you start getting into that next beat thing, number one, don't get discouraged, don't get flustered, slow down a little bit, just slow it down and kind of break that cycle, because you're gonna be ping 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 and they just next beat. Also, have at least 1 or 2 other packs on deck that may be just totally different than what you're playing. It always helps to have a contingency plan. And if you got 2 contingency plans, it may work. It may not work, but at least you'll feel a little bit better, because there's nothing worse than if you brought 10 and they went through that 10, they next beat so fast that it's been 3.5 minutes and you're supposed to be here for an hour. Yeah, exactly.
Y'all just look at each other like, so
what you doing next week? Yeah, and that could potentially just kill your whole thing. I've been in that situation. It worked out for me before, because after I saw what was going on, I kind of stopped and was like, well, what is it that you're looking for? Because you usually go in with an assumption of what the person is looking for, and chances are you never met them before, so you never had a real conversation with them. But it doesn't hurt to just stop, especially if you know that it ain't working out with what you brought, and ask them what they're looking for.
That's,
You know what I mean?
what I was
And
gonna say. The conversation is the key. That's how
yeah.
you finesse.
And then, if possible, try to figure out a way to either get back in the room with the person, or figure out another way to contact them, which is not going to be as optimal as being in the room with the person. But if you can get a second chance, try to go for the second chance. Don't just strike out and walk away with your tail between your legs. Like, have a contingency plan, have other packs on deck. And if that don't work, just try to get a conversation going with the person, figure out what they want, and then try to figure out how you can get them to listen to you again, either if by email or whatever. But just don't go out with your pride just all bruised up. Like, find a way to get back into the game, man, because it can really take the wind out of your sails if you're not used to it. So just have a contingency plan.
And it's crazy. Smoking Aces brought this up. This is what my next point was going to be. He said, how often do you end up cooking up with somebody on the spot? The other cheat code in those situations is that, but it requires a certain amount of confidence, that you got to be confident that you can make a beat in front of somebody in a certain amount of time.
Yeah.
But artists love being a part of the process.
Yes.
So if you playing stuff and they don't like, be like, all right, what zone you in? You know what I mean? Like, all right, I'm gonna play these chords. Like, oh, what tempo? Are you feeling this tempo?
Mm-hmm.
And if they're part of the process, they're more attached to it. You know what I'm saying? And for me, bro, I prefer cooking up on the spot rather than just because a lot of times if you're going in with an artist, you're guessing. You're just assuming that you know what they want and they're trying to do it. But if you had that conversation and be like, I'm trying to do this vibe and this is where I want to go, or I'm going through this today, this is what's going on. It's easy to be like, all right, cool, I'm gonna make this kind of beat that's gonna accent whatever they're going through and then put it together. And I feel like you got a higher chance of getting it placed than just kind of throwing darts and emailing stuff off of ideas that you're kind of guessing, you know?
Yeah. It's always better to me to cook up with the artist. However, like you said, it requires you to have a certain level of confidence and also a certain skill level. Because now if you're in that situation and you can't do what these suggestions are, like, oh, give me some babyface chords and some minor 7 joints, and you like, oh man, I fell asleep in music theory. I wasn't there that day. Now it's even worse. You know what I mean? So you gotta have the confidence, you gotta have the skill level to be able to do at least 90% of what they're suggesting, because otherwise it's like, all right, man, just unplug.
Bro, that happened to me not too long ago. The last time I was in LA, bro, I was in a session and I was tired, bro. I'm like jet lagged a little bit. And then the session was at like 6 a.m, dog. So I'm already on East Coast time. I just got there and then the session started at 6. So, I'm not leaving until about 11 o'clock in the morning.
Thanks.
And they was like, yo, replay this. I want these chords, like replay these and flip them. Bro, everyone the most difficult chords. And I'm not like a player, bro. I had to like sit and like, I had no MIDI keyboard, bro. I had to click
counting keys.
Bro, I had to click that boy in, bro. I was so nervous, dog. But, luckily I feel like I know how to get through and finesse and how to figure it out. But, bro, I was over there stressed out. I'm like, please let me figure this out. Please let me figure this out.
Yeah, after a while, you kind of become, you get better at it as it happens. I would have to play beats for Polo. Polo's not your average guy. I would have to play beats for Tim. Also not your average guy. There's a whole bunch of other people too. So if certain people, if you can get through the next beat crisis with those types of people, you pretty much good anywhere. But you know how to adjust. You know how to have that equipment on you, and you know how to dig into that other pack and that other pack.
And one more thing on this is the prep game, dog. I see people, they go in with like 6 beats, dog. You got to be prepared with like, one, you got to have a catalog. Like going to a session with 30 beats is like minimum, because 10 beats, you'll go through them so quick, dog. Like You don't understand if people are skipping within 10 seconds, bro, you're going through those 10 beats in no time, bro. So you got to have like enough catalog where you could kind of pick from, and it's got to be organized to where you could find the stuff of like, all right, cool, they want this tempo, all right, cool, let me get there. And a lot of people don't do that. And that to me is like a big key of like being prepared, and like before you go in a session, like, all right, I'm gonna get these together, I'm gonna put these in a folder, here's my R&B stuff, here's this kind of stuff, just in case. Like, that's key.
That's a fact. That is a super fact, man. So listen, if you ever go through that, just know, man, slow it down a little bit, have some other things on deck. And if you can, if it's going wrong, just try to get back in there some other type of way on some other day after you get more clarification on what that person is actually looking for. And don't be discouraged if you can't get back in there, because a lot of times after saying next beat 15 times, that person has written you off as not the producer for them. Hey man, you just live to fight another day, you know.
Ponzu said, big facts. I was in a session once and they ran through my first 20 beats in 5 minutes.
Yep.
Right. I'm telling you, it's heartbreaking, dog. You're like, shit, dog.
Quit. We gave people a little bit of that experience at the UnQuantized live events. Yeah. People play something like, all right, no, next. Or yeah, it just didn't work out, bro. Somebody said cold world, fam. That's a fact.
No blanket.
The coldest. Yep.
Let's see. Okay. Hold on. Before I get to that question, I feel like there's one more. Are we trapped in trap? Seems like what comes out that's not trapped or slowed way down to certain speeds get no win. I want to change the course like you did. How do we break the chain?
Well, the thing is, it sounds like from the phrasing of that question, you're waiting for music to come around to being more open-minded than you think it is right now. And that, I don't think that that's the right perspective. I think the right perspective is do whatever you want to do and just be super dope with it. Now, I know it seems like trap is the only thing around in the world because it's prevalent in a lot of places. But now it's things like Spotify, is YouTube, and whatever you make, there's an audience for it. I think the whole thing being mad about trap being super prevalent is kind of like the radio mentality. Like everything on the radio is this. And in this day and age, things like the radio really don't matter as much. Now, the music that we're in, I agree, is very youth driven. And so that's going to be what's on the bigger platforms. But you can do anything that you want to do and just put it out there. The people that rock with it and the people that gravitate towards it, they're going to find you. All you got to do is just be consistent and be as good as you can be with whatever you want to do. And the benefit to that is you can be as authentic as you want to be too, which is easier to do because just from the way you phrased your question, not like trap doesn't seem to be your strong point, nor does it sound like the type of music that you really want to do. Right. So why even go through it? Make exactly what you want to make. Be authentic with it, and then let your audience find you. Let the bigger audience in whatever genre that is come to you. You can start the next wave. You don't really have to get on with the trap wave. And it just seems like it's not your bag, and the heartache that you appear to be going through, it's not even worth it, man. Like just do whatever it is that you want to do, man. Be dope at it, and your tribe's gonna find you.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think the only time that matters is if you were chasing after radio and you're chasing after the clubs. Radio is kind of irrelevant now, so it's like I feel like we talked about it before. I feel like music is almost, to me, this is one of the most diverse times that I've ever seen in music. It's just not the mainstream music. It's not super diverse, but that's how it's always going to be. It's always going to be the radio and all this is playing this. But if you look like SoundCloud, you look at all of this stuff, bro, like they're playing, it's some crazy and huge numbers, like millions and millions of plays. So it's like, it's a spot for it. But if you're chasing after radio, radio is going to be driven of whatever the most popular stuff is, and it's going to get them. Radio play the same 10 songs, you know what I mean, over and over. So of course it's trap. But if you're talking about like you want to do more hip hop stuff, bro, it's artists out here killing the game doing hip hop stuff. You talking about house music, it's artists killing the game. You know, it's different lanes, man. So you just got to find out where they're at and then go to there instead of, worrying about the trap stuff.
That's a fact. That is a fact. Let's see. Prentice here says, Sound Oracle, you talked about your goal of being successful enough to where you don't have to do anything. Why is it that some people seem to be more spread thin the more successful they become?
Good question.
Well, first of all, my goal of not wanting to do anything, I think, is a very noble goal. And really, it's not wanting to do anything. It's just that whatever it is to be done, the process is set up so optimal that it gets done so fast. And I'm like, boom, done, boom, done. You know, to where it's like, all right, what else is there to do? There's actually space to do stuff. I don't have a whole answer on why people become more spread thin the more successful they get. I mean, just more comes their way, more is on their plate. A lot of times you might have to do certain things like staff up. And you got to figure out how to do that as you're being inundated with these new things that you weren't really prepared for. And that can easily and quickly spread you thin. My whole thing is optimizing whatever it is that you're doing, whatever your workflow is, whatever your staffing issues are, just optimizing it to the point to where you can get more done faster, or you can delegate a good amount of things, because the worst thing you could be is a super successful and in-demand person that is alone. Because I mean, if you got 20 artists that need 20 hits in 20 hours, you know what I mean? And that, of course, that's a really exaggerated example, but to think about it, you're like, well, if I had 30 people working with me, then I might be able to get close to accomplishing that. And that's just kind of how I think. It's more about optimizing to where you can get more done faster. And then when you feel like things are getting a little bit out of hand, just figure out where they're getting out of hand at, and then just figure out a better way to do it.
I mean, it's like how they say, more money, more problems, more success, more stuff you got to figure out. Like, the more sales you get, it's like, oh, well, okay, I got to figure out this logistics thing. Then now this issue is coming up. Yeah. So it's, you know, it's always, I feel like it's always going to be a learning process. And then two, I feel like the more successful you are, the more in demand. So more people are trying to get to you and get your attention. You know what I mean? Like more brands are like, oh, I need you for this. So it's always going to be this battle of doing the thing that I need to keep successful, and then doing this new stuff and take advantage of these new opportunities. So it's like a balance, you know?
Exactly. That was a good question though, Prentice. Thank you,
bro. What do you guys think about AI taking music over?
As a person that's into tech and into AI and scripting and coding and all that good stuff, I like it, but I can understand from a musical standpoint where you wouldn't like it. I think it's cool. I think there will always be a need to have some type of human interaction in music. Like, I don't agree with music just totally making itself and we just become consumers of coded products. I don't think it should get to that, but I do like the advancement of technology, man. I'm not gonna lie to you, and I don't think it will ever just completely take over all forms of music. But I mean, it's gonna eliminate a lot of stuff. Like, people used to have to find sounds. People used to have to make chord progression. Now, these are things that you can still do, but it's not a necessity anymore because there are companies and people that provide these services. I don't think it's the worst thing that's going to happen to music, but it's going to happen at some point. But you just got to be adaptive. You just got to be adaptive and you know, figure it out. Because my thing is, if companies that are coding and all that stuff really get into music and they're really taking it over, I'm like, okay, that's great. I'm still going to do music, but also, how can I get with these companies, or maybe even become one of these companies to where I'm still in that realm and I understand it better. You know, now I'm in both realms, and I don't feel like I just got totally kicked out of something. A lot of people just bow out because they're like, damn, it's no whatever for it. But I'm like, get in the game. Exactly. You know what I mean?
EA Sports.
Yeah, it's in the game.
Yeah, and I still like, even how they have like the robots and they like make like food and stuff. I still don't think it's ever gonna replace a chef. Like, a robot ain't gonna know how to season and like burn it a little bit, like how, you know what I mean? Like, they ain't gonna know the I don't think you can program that. Like, you know, so it's still gonna be a need for human, you know, because I don't know if they're gonna be able to figure out like, yo, I'm gonna put the wrong 808 note, but it feels right, so
Right.
That's what's gonna work. Then I don't think it's gonna happen. You know what I mean? I feel like it's still gonna be. I mean, maybe eventually, like
It probably will. They're doing some things at Georgia Tech that are amazing. I saw some things for Georgia Tech in 2016 that pretty much would cancel all of this. I don't even know what they're doing now, but
oh god,
I mean, it can happen.
Oh, my.
You just gotta figure it out, bro. You just gotta figure it out.
Let's see. Oh, that I think he meant to say that advice is so. It said bad advice is so dope, but I think he meant to say that advice is so dope. I'm sitting here watching you guys in real time. Thank you. I love you, brother. What you got going on? And how I make beats and put my feelings and energy into those beats. Hey, dope. I appreciate you,
man. Yeah, for sure. You get an air horn.
Everything is related to trap, hip hop, and EDM. I don't want to say everything is.
No, a lot of it is, but not everything. But
yeah, it's a lot of good stuff out there.
Yeah. Man, let's see. Oh, I put out a. If you're on my mailing list, I put out an email today, and it's called. I think the subject line is "Are you ready for the call?" And it was a callback to something I was talking about last week. And real quick, it kind of goes into what we're saying about the next beat thing. And it's about if you got the call from somebody, how many beats would you have ready and mixed to play? And a lot of people's answer is nothing, or pretty much nothing. So if you're on my mailing list, you got that email, and it kind of just it'll make you feel better about that situation. And it's a bit of a step-by-step process, or at least a process to get you going to where you will be ready for that call. So if you're on my email list, man, check it out.
Sir, young Diego, what up, bro?
Hey, there he is, the GOAT. Oh man,
Diego, he out here.
Diego's man, he's killing, man. Young chart topper.
Oh yeah, he killing right now.
Yes.
Let's see. House of Magic says, when does the next drum kit come out?
Dog. First of all, shout out to I Am Wiseman. He's in here. He's a producer that does some really dope stuff with the packs that he gets from soundoracle.net. So he's also an artist as well. The next drum kit, I was thinking about that yesterday, and I was like, man, this will be a great weekend to make some drums. And first of all, I don't even know why I need to make more drums. I ain't gonna lie to you. I got thousands of drums I made that I've not put out anywhere. But I always like to make new drums. But I was thinking about that yesterday, and I think it's going to come out really soon. So thanks for inquiring.
I got that. I got that. Whatchamacallit on.
Oh, yeah.
And with the woo wops.
Yeah, with the that's gonna be a little more special than a drum kit.
I got the blam mams and the woo wops all together.
Damn, you know what I'm saying? The blam mams and the thank you mams, all that.
Yeah. Let's see. Are producers who choose to stray away from AI in the future going to be at a disadvantage?
I don't think so. I don't really think so. I'm a firm believer in you can create a way. I'm also a firm believer in there are pockets of people, fans, and opportunities that line up with whatever you're doing or not doing. You know what I mean? So I just don't think AI is going to totally just kill musicianship, because one of the best things about music is it's number one, people like to watch music be performed. You're not going to watch AI perform music. People also like to collaborate with other people. And I think once you get into a fully AI type of thing, it gets kind of sterile, and nobody's going to want 100% automated music. Music is an art, and it's going to kind of make it whack. Like, just think about if all the best paintings that came out from now until the end of time were made by a computer. It's just not the same.
Right.
It's not fun. And as a person who has made programs that will make a beat for you immediately, it's dope and is awesome, but I haven't stopped wanting to make music just because I have those things. I just don't think it's going to happen.
Yo, did you see that meme I posted? Was it yesterday? It was one of the memes that I didn't think would go off, but it was hilarious.
Which one?
So it's like an older lady, bro. She had to be maybe like 70.
Oh, with
and
the drums.
and she's playing the drums, dog. And dog, she's snapping. Like you could tell she's like in a military drum corps or something.
Paradiddles.
Young Flams is on point, bro. But the comments, bro, had me weak. Hold on, I'm trying to log into my Instagram now. Let me log into producer kit because I got this 2-step. I don't feel like doing it. So I was like, yeah, what would her producer name be? You know, if she was a producer, what would her name be, bro? These people were wilding, bro.
Dog.
They had me in there dying laughing, dog.
I was reading that joint yesterday, and I went back to it to read it this morning. Yo, in the words of one of our great black leaders, God man, y'all got some names on this one.
Someone said Analog Annie. Her
was
producer tag would be I've fallen, I can't get up. Bro, I was
That was good.
weak off of that joint. Grandma Snare. Hold on, man. They had some fun, bro. And it's like 60, 70 of these joints where it's just like people going off.
She's
Betty
playing
White, Betty White on the track.
Somebody said Betty White did it.
Oh, bro, that was hilarious.
Like Jay White did it. That was funny.
No, that's real though.
I submitted a name. It got a couple of votes. So I forgot what I said, but it was fun participating in that.
It's always the ones that I don't think is gonna go off. That was like a meme where I was like, man, I ain't got nothing else to post. Like, let me post something. And that joint went off. And then the ones I'd be like, oh, this is gonna hit. And they were like,
Mm-hmm. No, that joint went off. Betty Crunker. That was my name. Betty Crunker.
That was a good one. That was a good one.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Points.
Yep. Prentice says, yes, I understand that freedom, like Kanye, for example. Facts. Kanye is a prime example of somebody doing whatever they want to do musically and just having people come to them.
Big bags.
Yeah. Shout out to Kanye for that, for sure.
And that's whether if people like it, if the masses like it, like some of Kanye stuff I might not like, but he's still out here doing it. And he got fans that's die hard that's gonna rock with him, you know, no matter what.
People finna start shopping at Gap again. Come on, he got fans, bro.
Wow, bro. Gap ain't been popping. Has Gap ever been popping?
Not for me, bro.
Yeah,
I was in high school and I was like, damn, these clothes are snug. Yep.
I feel like you only go to Gap like when you got a court appointment. That's like what you go to Gap for. Is like,
damn, not a court appointment.
I'm trying to get out this ticket, bro. This is where I need to go.
Prentice says the call, hashtag the call folder. Yes, that's the email I'm referring to. Young Jerry Nova in the building.
Young Jerry, what up, man?
Man, so I talked to my man Jerry the other day on the phone. It's a good time. I haven't talked to him in a long time. And we were talking about something, and then I saw a post about it the other day. I actually have it written down over here as a subject. So it's about taking pictures with big artists that you work with.
Ooh.
I was telling Jerry on the phone that I don't have pictures with the big artists that I work with. And he was kind of asking me why. And I really didn't have a good explanation until we started talking about it more. And, you know, you kind of just talk your way through it. And I think, to me, usually the relationship that I have with the people that I work with, it's a very eye-level relationship. And I feel like the second that you say something like, yo, can I get this picture with you? Now it's different. It changes it. And I feel like I'm there to work. Like, we're here to work on something. And so it's a matter of it changes the dynamic of the relationship to me. And I could be totally wrong on anything I'm thinking, and correct me if you think I'm wrong. But it just changes the dynamic and the credibility of you. And I'm so engulfed in what I'm doing, I don't even think about like, yo, let's get this picture off, or let me get this picture. It just seems weird to me, bro. It seems super weird to me. Jerry thought I was kind of crazy because he was like, man, you're of the caliber of person that, like, no, it wouldn't seem weird if you asked for a picture. The only reason, and I was telling him, the only reason why I have like 2 pictures with Tim and pictures with Polo is because someone else took the pictures. It's like someone was like, hey, can you guys, stand together so I could take this picture? That's the only reason why I have them. And I still feel that way. Like even with the justification or thinking that I could ask for that, I just feel a certain way about it. And I saw Producer Grind posted a post about this yesterday, I believe. So shout out to Producer Grind. But I don't know. Let me know how you guys feel about it. I am just not the let's take a picture person. I've worked with some very great people that I'm pretty sure it would have done a lot for my social caliber. Like it would have upped me like crazy to take a picture with A and Z and all these other people. But I just don't feel like that. And I don't think I ever will. And I started before like everybody was taking pictures on social media and all that stuff. It's like right before all that stuff really took off. But even with it being the way I am, the way it is now, I still don't do it. Like, I've been working with somebody over the last couple of months that it was great for taking pictures, but like actually 3 people. But I just feel weird, dog. Like I just don't feel like that's my thing or my place.
Part of me is okay. So I'm torn, right? Because I'm the same way, right? I have pictures. It's a couple people that, and I don't post those pictures. Weird enough, I have pictures with bro. I saw this picture. It's like me, Future, Sean Garrett, Chubby Baby. I forgot where we was at, but it's like a random picture, and I'm just
that's
like,
bro, this is a picture,
bro. This is a wild picture, bro. And I'm in there like looking like, why am I? I'm like, that's me. You know what I mean? But I don't think I've ever posted it. I got a bunch of just pictures with a bunch of people, but I feel like it's a weird situation because at that time the Instagram thing wasn't a thing. Like, let's like take a picture. Now I feel like it's more acceptable, but at the time it was everything was so private. Like they didn't want people knowing who you was working with. They didn't want to leak any information. It was to me it was much different. So I'm so trained on that thought of like, all right, we're not gonna take pictures. We're not going to do any of this stuff that I'm kind of stuck, you know what I mean, that way. And part of me kind of regrets it though, because there's certain points that I wish I would have put more of that out because I feel like people would understand a little bit better. And I wish I would have like vlogged it a little bit more.
Yeah, I don't. I'm from that same school, and I just don't know. Man, I keep it 100% funky with you. I don't even know how to get the picture off. Like, I don't even know how to like get that situation to even manifest itself. I don't know how to do that.
I feel weird about it.
Yeah, it seems weird. And in my mind, I would say going in, especially if you're new, and this is what they were talking about in that post as well. If you're new, avoid asking for pictures. Like you deserve to be in the room. Act like you deserve to be in the room. And I also feel like you should do your part to the point where you're so dope that they want to take a picture with you to show somebody the new dope person that they're working with. You know what I mean? Yeah. But yeah, you asking for a picture, to me, it just taints your credibility or the deservingness that you have of being in the room.
Someone said Trizza barbershops are open. Go get a haircut. No, mind your goddamn business.
Trizza got a cut a few weeks ago, and he was my hero for stepping out and going to the barbershop. I just got a cut the other day because I had to get myself up to Trizza's confidence level to even go to the barbershop.
Hey, you go out there with the Rona. I'm cool. Atlanta is jumping right now. You think I'm about to go out there? No.
Oh man, we going up out here, man. Rona, Bobby, Ricky, and Mike, they all here.
So why are you worried about my haircut at that too? Damn. You focus on the wrong thing.
Damn.
I mean, hey, that's no judgment. No judgment, but you worry about the wrong thing, bro.
Yeah, that's a fact.
But the picture thing is weird, dog. I ain't gonna front. It's very weird. But I do, bro. It's a couple, bro. I met Andre 3000 at Doppler one day, and I'm so mad that I didn't take that picture, bro. I wish I would have, because I feel like I'm gonna regret it. Him, it was another one, but I feel like I'm name dropping just saying all these people. But it was those two where I'm like, I'm sick about it, bro. And the crazy thing is, one of them, Diego, took the picture. Diego snuck out and went and took that picture, bro. And I was sick, bro. I was so mad, bro. I was mad for like a week, like this motherfucker, bro.
Yeah.
So it's certain moments where I did regret it. Like I'm like, bro, I should have got the picture. I want to remember this moment, but it didn't happen. You know what I mean? But I don't know, man. It's weird. But do you feel like did this required in your brand? Like now of like when I look at like Bricks, right? Bricks to me is great at social media.
Definitely.
Like, he finesses social media so well, bro. Where I'm like, bro, I wish I could think like that to do that. And part of me is like, dang, I see why it works. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But when I go to do it, it just don't it don't work like that for me.
That's what I'm saying. I don't even know how to get it off. People like Bricks
Mm-hmm.
and even like Diego, they seem to have personalities that are more conducive to that happening faster.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and shout out to people like that. That's another thing too that I was telling Jerry. I don't feel like my personality is conducive to being the let me get a picture guy, just because of how I carry myself and my general demeanor. Me asking for a picture is like a total different person than who most people know me to be. And I just think it's shocking. Like, wait, what'd you say? Like, come on. So yeah, I wonder what these comments are saying about this picture thing, because I think that's a really good subject.
Pictures are memories of special moments to me anyway. That's facts.
Yeah.
You know a cheat that I did, and I'll share this with you guys. How I got a bunch of pictures in the studio, and I bought a Polaroid, an old school Polaroid that prints out, and I carry it with me all my sessions. And so everybody always wants like a Polaroid, bro. And I have like, bro, it's like so many sessions, bro. I got all these random Polaroids and I'm gonna keep them. I got like a gigantic book of just like sessions, like stuff with my daughter, like just super dope moments. But people are so cool, and they ask me about the Polaroid because it's old fashioned, old school. You got to shake it and do that. Well, you're not supposed to shake it. Crazy. Right. Fun fact, but you're not supposed to shake the Polaroid.
Like, unless you want to look like you was running real fast.
Yeah, but you know, it's just like it makes it a vibe, and it makes it like more just like, all right, it's more open. It's not like, oh, hey, you want to take a picture for the gram? It's like, oh, this is a cool thing. So I mean, that's the way you could kind of finesse it, but it's still weird, bro.
Wait, before we read the comments about the pictures, I have a fun fact related to Polaroid cameras. Actually, related to your Polaroid camera. Do you know Trizza had a Polaroid camera that almost made us miss a flight?
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
He got stuck at TSA because of the Polaroid camera he had. Fortunately, with Monique the comedian. Yes, indeed.
It was a weird day.
I'm just on the other side, like, what's going on? Fortunately, that did not cause us to miss the flight. Unfortunately, we still missed the flight because we were getting drunk at the bar next to the gate. So we missed the flight anyway.
I forgot I had the Polaroid. That was at Busy's event in New York. I had the Polaroid. And again, it was one of them things. Everybody was like, yo, let's take pictures. And then some asshole took my last Polaroid picture. I was so mad. He was like, he just took the camera, like, press the button. I was pissed, bro.
At the event?
At the event, I was pissed, bro.
Everybody was so drunk. I could see that happening.
Bro, I was so heated, bro. I'm like, what are you doing, dog? Because them pictures, the one thing about the Polaroid, they ain't cheap, bro. It's like $3 a photo.
Yeah.
Because it's old, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Let's see. Said I had to work up, being the picture type. Yeah. I don't even think I got a picture with Jerry, and I used to be with Jerry in the studio every day.
I ain't gonna front, man. I think I'm gonna work towards being more. I mean, that's one of my things. And when I see myself in vision how I want stuff to go, I'm more outgoing than what I actually am. So I know I need to work on that.
Yeah.
But you know, I don't know, man. It's one of the things. It's difficult.
It's weird. Let's see. Zulu Child says, fact, sound oracle, self-awareness is key to figuring out if you're a take a picture with me person. Yeah, just right now, the way my demeanor is set up, no, I'm not.
And I think too is how you ask. Like if you're in a session and y'all cooking them, and it's like an equal thing, I think it's cool to ask. But I think if you just happen to be invited to a session and like Dr. Dre is there, and then you like, Dr. Dre, can I take it? I feel like that's kind of inappropriate, especially if you're in the middle of working and stuff. You know what I mean? It's like it's a time and a feng shui, you know, for everything.
Yeah, that's true. I did ask Swiss for a picture, but we were working on like a project together. It was a picture taking time. There was a lot of people around and people were taking pictures. So I did get that off. Wait, here is how you can get the picture thing off though, no question. And I've done this once or twice, and I think this is how I got one of my 10 pictures in my polo picture. You take a female with you.
Oh yeah.
And she has a camera. Oh, and she's gonna say no. Can you guys take this picture? And they're gonna, of course, they're gonna jump at the opportunity. Sure, take a picture. So shout out to my wife, because I wouldn't have those pictures with Tim or Polo if she wasn't like, hey, you guys, take this picture. And she's a photographer too, so. Yeah.
Let's see. I had to force myself to take selfies. I feel you, bro.
Listen,
But I think
bro.
too, it's like we didn't grow up in that age. I feel like the younger kids, they grew up with a phone and looking at themselves. Like I didn't grow up like that. You know what I mean? I was always the guy behind the camera. So for me, it's like, you know, it's just weird.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Speaking to alter your personality for personal gain.
Hold on, wait. Say that one more time.
They said speak to altering your personality for personal gain.
I don't know about altering your personality for personal gain. Though I think just in the question, the word alter is giving me a bad connotation. It seems like changing or being something that you're not. Now, I wouldn't alter my personality for personal gain, but there may be certain aspects I will pull out of my personality to get a outcome that I want from a certain situation. But I don't think I would ever like become a different person. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like I'm saying this wrong, but you know what I'm saying? I just feel like I would just bring out more of my personality. Actually, no, I would just be me and get it accomplished with how I'm doing it. Like I never really have a different personality or am a different person in any situation. And hey man, listen, I feel like I come with my A game. It's on the table. The personality's on the table, and I feel like I could get any goal accomplished that I'm setting out with just being the type of person that I am. And if I can't, you know, so be it.
I do feel like though I think it's a fine line of getting outside your comfort zone though. Like I feel like because I'm a naturally, people wouldn't think it because I feel like I act goofy and shit all the time, but I'm naturally like a quiet person. If you see me out public, I'm probably not talking at all. I'm very like in the cut. But in certain instances, like being on camera, right? That's been one of those things that neither one of us is an on camera person, but we've been on camera every week for 3 years now.
Oh, I want to really talk about that. Oh, but he was saying as far as pictures go. I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. Well, that's why I can't successfully pull it off. I have not found a way to alter or bend my personality to get the picture.
You know, and this is something I've been thinking about lately. I feel like I need to start approaching stuff of my regular life, and then Triz is like the WWE. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this is my job, and I need to come in there and I need to turn it up, be entertaining, and like a little more over the top than what I normally am. And then when I'm back on regular, you know what I mean? It's like you don't look at people who are wrestling like, oh, they're altering their personality. No, they're doing their job and they're turning it up. You know what I mean? But I feel like as producers, we kind of just blend everything together so much that it's hard to separate. But I feel like the people who could turn it on and off are the ones who kind of can win and like really excel in certain stuff.
Yeah, I think some people, their natural personality is just that on switch. Like Bricks is one of those people. Yeah, like his natural personality is just just that on. Whereas somebody like me or you are like, all right, let me turn on the entertaining whatever. I feel like he's just like, nah, it's just I feel like I'm like the opposite of Bricks. like the complete opposite. Like this
it's like is Ryu and evil Ryu.
Yes. Like no, this is me, this is my demeanor, this is all the time, no matter who the person is, no matter what the situation is, for better or worse. That may not necessarily be a good thing, but at least I'm comfortable with it and I know what it is.
Yeah, that's it's one of the things, man. It's like one of the things that I don't want it to be an issue.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Let's see. I think people need to learn how to be more personable when it comes to business. True. I still don't think that's going to help you get the picture off, though. I mean, it may to a degree, but even when I work with people, very personable. But I feel like somehow that hurts me because I end up developing very personal relationships with people, with my demeanor, and it lends less to me wanting to get a picture with them. I don't know if I could really explain that, but it just doesn't work.
I think too it depends on your brand, because like I feel like if Busy was to meet somebody and say, yo, let me get a picture, it's on brand for him because he makes content. So it's like people just already kind of, if you're around him, you know what it is. But for us, I feel like it's so off brand because we're not I keep trying to get into this content stuff, but you know what I mean? I feel like people don't recognize me for content. They recognize me for something else. So it's kind of like off brand a little bit. But Man, that's something I got to work on. Y'all got me over here thinking.
Yeah, see, that was a good one, right?
Yeah, that was a good question. Whoever asked that was a good one.
Let's see.
How much
Thanks for
time we
enriching
got?
the community. Oh shit, that's another good question. Hey, you got the good questions too. Oh shit, bro, we got less than a minute.
Oh, producer kit, summer sound sale, buy one get one half off. Go check it out.
Soundovocal.net summer sale 25% off. All beats, sample packs rather, all VST plugins, plugin packs, all that good stuff. And we are off of Instagram.
Yeah, appreciate you.